And Ahmed, before we jump to the next slide, you know, we've talked about how important it is to find that experienced and on top of the ball immigration attorney. Um, how do you, as an investor, how do you find that? Like, all right, now we know what we're looking for, but how do you kind of discern, who meets those criteria from the outside in? Like, you've been on both sides, so yeah, what are some of the tips you give to immigration or excuse me, to EB-5 investors who are, let's say in the process of interviewing, researching, and hiring a potential attorney? Like, what do you tell investors to kind of focus in on, to make sure they find someone who's going to be, capable and be able to address these potential issues?
Yeah, look, I mean, when you're talking to an attorney, you're really looking for two things. One, you're looking for someone who's going to put together a source of funds that's going to be approved by USCIS. And then two, just as importantly, you're looking for an immigration attorney who's going to guide you through the immigration processes and deal with USCIS. For both of these, knowledge is power. The more experience and practice that they've had doing both of these things, the better they're going to be. So understanding how long they've been practicing, how many cases they've done, where those cases have come from, right? If you are an Indian foreign national who's got funds coming from India, well, guess what? India has very specific RBI restrictions and currency export restrictions that only an attorney who has dealt with Indian source of funds would know. If you're a Chinese investor coming from mainland China and you've got to move funds across borders, you know the challenges that come with that. You want an attorney who has done that before and can guide you accordingly. So it's extremely important to have uh, kind of a little bit of due diligence questions ready when you're speaking with an attorney of, hey, just want to make sure that you've done this type of case before. What problems have you seen? I think proactively asking that question to an attorney will really help illuminate just how much that attorney knows about that topic, right? There's problems with every aspect of EB-5. So if an attorney just says, "Oh yeah, like we don't see many problems," that's usually just not true, right? There's a lot of issues that come up at every stage and with every source of funds. So an attorney who identifies those to you proactively before you even have the conversation about your specific situation can really show you that, okay, this attorney knows what they're talking about. They know what to look for, and I can kind of trust them. So I think those are my two big things. Really always look at the track record of the attorney, just like you're checking the track record of a developer on a project, or you're checking the track record of a regional center that you're investing with. You also need to check the track record of the attorney that you're working with to understand just how much experience they have, what they've done, what their success rate, have they had any failures? If so, what were the reasons? And then the second thing is definitely just asking them proactively, like, hey, this is, generally what my source of funds is going to be. What issues have you seen in the past that come with these kinds of sources? And then hearing their answer and kind of making a decision based off of that.